This evidence supporting Oswald's innocence was deleted from the sheet as presented by the Warren Commission.
Then I also have another video here that I'm going to play about the fire and the bullets themselves.
During his interviews, Files spoke of a .222 shell casing he ejected from his Remington XP-100 Fireball, an experimental gun Files said was given to him by David Atlee Phillips. A Texas man named John Rodemaker and his son discovered this .222 caliber shell casing on the grassy knoll in 1987.
I found the first shell casing 6 feet towards the end of the fence and 6 feet off the picket fence, right before the stairs goes down to Elm Street.
The dating of Rodemaker's findings is corroborated by anthropologist Gary Hughes, who stated that according to archaeological dating techniques, the shell casing is consistent with a 1963 deposition date, and by the manufacturer's markings on the casing, which indicate the date of production being before 1971.
I took this shell casing as it come out to the briefcase, closed the briefcase up, and as I stood up, I did something I shouldn't have done, but I did do it. I took the shell casing, I bit down on it. I took it out and I looked at it, and I set it on the stockade fence. And there was an indentation from my teeth on the shell casing on the ridge by the orifice. Mr. Nicoletti would laugh at me when I do things like that, and hey, you know, we gotta let them know what they got here for, you know. To me, it was a symbol. Say it, calling card, trait, whatever you want to do. He used to laugh at me over it. He told me, Jimmy, just you do the job, you do it, and forget about it. If he would have known I did that in the Dealey Plaza, right now he's probably turning over in his grave for me doing something that stupid.
In 1993, Dr. Paul G. Stimpson, a dental forensic expert at the University of Texas at Houston, wrote this letter, concluding that marks on the .222 shell casing were indeed human dentition teeth marks. He identified the teeth as the right central and lower right central incisors. Since there has never been any publicity on the dents in the shell casing, and nobody knew what they were, it is impossible that James Files could have known that a dent mark was on the shell casing, unless he put it there himself.
So,
Go ahead, Doc.
okay, I just know we're echoing. So, would there have been any other reason for a shell casing to be right there in that spot? I mean, it's not like a prime area for people to go out and just target shooting right there.
It's weird
you know?
to me that a guy that would have shot at the president would have left his shell casings there.
Yeah.
That's sort of an unprofessional move. And
Well,
that's
he did.
Oswald did.
Right,
Yeah,
but
Oswald did.
But this guy claimed to be a professional guy for the mob. Oswald didn't
Oswald
claim to
was
be
a
a
Marine.
professional.
He's professional.
Yeah, but in the Marines and the Army, you're not taught to pick up your shell. You leave them, but
Because they said that Oswald
The hitman-
actually picked up his shell casings and threw them over to another side. Why would he do that?
confuse people.
Why not just pick them up, put them in
And
his pocket, and leave?
he left the gun there too,
Right.
and kind of not really in plain sight behind some boxes. I mean, why even do that much if you're gonna? I know you're not gonna run out with a gun in your hand, obviously, but
He didn't have a better hiding place for
Yeah.
it, you know? If he's been working in there, you would have had like a better hiding place than go downstairs and be for the lineup. I mean, they probably would have found it eventually, but left everything there.
Maybe, you know.
there's just a lot of questions that
Yeah.
what the given Warren Commission says doesn't fit. I mean, yeah, it fits the story that we've been taught, but it doesn't fit all of it. I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions that you have this guy right here talking about.
What Charles said, panic. That has a lot to do with the way through and why he did stuff that didn't make sense.
So if he's
Panic,
panicking, did he really shoot that well
Well, even the guy
Yes.
with
and run
even the guy with the
downstairs,
222.
do everything?
I believe the shots. The shots from that window where the motorcade was at are easy shots, especially for somebody with training. Those 3 shots would have been easy.
So he ran
shots.
upstairs in a matter of just a few minutes.
I'm not
gets
saying
up
it was
there.
him.
Okay, very cool, very cool.
But
That's my
if
point. I've always
if
said.
somebody shot from that window,
Yeah.
with that rifle from that window,
Or a window.
that's an
Okay.
easy shot.
I've never disputed that shots didn't come from that window. I've never disputed that. People even saw the window open and saw what looked like a barrel kind of poking out. There's something was poking out of that window. People were seeing that. Even from buildings across the way, they saw that. That was even in testimony. I just don't think it was Oswald who did it in the matter of time from him being seen eating his lunch, going up there, getting set up, getting it all ready to go. Because, I mean, he didn't just leave it all out. I mean, people were up there working.
Where was it right before then? Do we know?
Or was what?
He put
The
it
gun.
somewhere, but it was all
Oh.
wrapped up in
I
the
didn't hear you say
paper
that
and
part.
stuff. Don't know. I mean, we can't ask him because he's dead.
Right.
But it was up there. I don't think he had the window already up and it was already out and ready for him to run up during his lunchtime because he knew that day it was going to happen because, I mean, they changed it, just the day before?